It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite team that I've been running in the arena. This is not going to be against friend battles, but you're going to see actual arena grinding out to show you the capacity and the power of this team. What we are running is Scroll, Insignia, and Remedy. The reason is that the Remedy, I can show you here, is going to give a jam pack with the Secrets of Nature, removing all debuffs from the cookie with the highest max HP, and heals 29.1% of their max HP. Additionally, increases their attack by 26.4% for 13.2 seconds. And it's got a pretty good cooldown and a very fast charge. So this is a very fun treasure. Now in this team, it's going to initially apply to Dark Cacao, then it will apply to Caramel Arrow, and then after it will apply to T-Knight. Now what normally happens in most instances is that everyone will die on the team except T-Knight, and then the remedy will work on him. And you may see that in a couple battles. What we have here is the toppings for the whole team. The only way I could get T-Knight any better is to get almonds that have damage resistance, HP, and defense. So right now, I've almost maxed out damage resistance. I only have 2.5% HP and 2.3% defense. So the highest I'd be able to get this would be 51% damage resistance, 15% HP, and 15% defense. If I can get almond toppings to that level, then T-Knight will be the absolute tankiest cookie that I can produce, and he will pair well with many different teams for that reason. So if you're looking to build a T-Knight team, that will be what you want to have your main focus on. You can, of course, build attack, cooldown, attack speed, and work a lot of different angles with T-Knight. He's a very flexible cookie. He was very hard to understand at first, but because he is so complex, he has so much range and so much capabilities that I'm starting to learn more and unlock. And my current favorite build with him is just making him as absolutely brutally defensive as possible so that he will outsurvive even the strong ancients and epics that can be brought to the team to deal massive damage to. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump into some arena battles and show you what we're going to be fighting against. We're going to go ahead and start with the meta team, just because this should be a great test to see how the current meta holds up against a team like ours. So as you can see, we're going to get that debuff on them very quick from Eclair. Herb is going to, of course, take it off, and we lose our Eclair first, but our Insignia is going to pop up our cookies again. The Remedy goes on Dark Cacao to start, pushing him back into the forefront of battle. Caramel Arrow on our side is taking a lot of the damage, and as you can see, they got one good fell swoop in the end there. Our Insignia has not popped off just yet, but when it does, we should have enough time for a remedy to hit one more time to heal us, which it does, which gives us a little bit of an extra boost of time to push through. Now, we got lucky there. They could have had some really high crits. They could have definitely taken us down, but let me show you the damage output. So in this instance, their Caramel Arrow and their Eclair and their Madeline were able to sweep out our team. Their Caramel Arrow definitely took out the front line, hence not letting our T-Knight have too much of a chance to survive. And that will happen with this build. It is a very particular and picky build, but for that reason, it can produce the most fun. So as you can see, we still did take the win, mostly just from probable topping advantage. Now if we go against someone who does not have the meta teams, we're probably going to be in a very good position. As you can see, we've got quite a ranking difference between these opponents, and our team is just going to light into their defenses very quickly, and it's going to push out quite a lot of damage. Cotton's going to have the attacks and the stuns. Eclair's going to have those shields putting on our team for each quick kill we get. Caramel Arrow's going to be dishing out a lot of speed damage. Dark Cacao is going to be melting shields away, and as you can see in this instance, Dark Cacao is actually our main person here because he took out the shields from Pure Vanilla and Eclair, and he just absolutely lit up the field. So this is what I love about this team, is that depending on what you're fighting, you're actually going to be getting different results of who the best people and who the best performers are on the team. In a lot of instances, it's still going to be T-Knight because the others will still pretty often die. As you can see, Eclair died very quickly there. And what should happen is that Caramel Arrow and Dark Cacao should suffer pretty quickly too, in most cases. And so we've lost Caramel Arrow, so we know that Caramel Arrow will not be the main contender of this team. Now here it comes down to T-Knight and Cacao. I find that when Cacao is the last to live, that's usually when I do not win the fight, because he cannot keep up with the different types of team styles. So we can see here, Seafaery absolutely dominated our team. We had 4 million damage from Dark Cacao, which is amazing. However, they were still able to defend against it with Strawberry Crepe and their own Cacao Eclair combination. So this one just didn't work out in our favor. And that's okay. Some of them are winnable, some of them are not. But it is good to see all different potential combinations. In most cases, this team's just doing really well. Sometimes I will run Seafaery instead of Eclair. Really kind of depends on what battle I'm about to get into. And sometimes instead of the Remedy, I may run Feather, but that's usually when I'm pairing Seafaery, because Seafaery will die so fast that I'll get some very quick activations, and it'll work out very well in the favor. So as you can see here, our insignia has already gone off, so the Remedy is just what's helping us here. But they've got a full team going through, and so we aren't able to push through. And their Caramel Arrow and Madeline were able to out-damage us. But let's go ahead and switch up to Seafaery instead of Eclair, and let's see what changes we get. Because it is situational between the countdowns, the cooldowns, the different team compositions that we fight against in the arena, the stuns that we get from Seafaery, sometimes the shields that we get from Eclair. All of it can make a difference, and all of it can have different results. Now here we should get pretty lucky, and T-Knight's going to be definitely the one that survives this. And as you can see, the insignia has gone off, but now the Remedy is going to heal him almost more than 30% of his health. If he had survived long enough, we would have been able to push through their Dark Cacao and take out the damage. And as you can see, he was definitely the heavy hitter in this setup. And there's even a way to run it instead of Caramel Arrow with Pomegranate Cookie, and we can do that too. And Pomegranate Cookie will give us the buffs. So instead of having another cookie that will be alive longer with high damage, we will mostly focus on buffing our own teammates and making sure that they deal the maximum amount of damage that they can deal. And so in this instance, yes, we've lost Seafaery, we've lost Dark Cacao, we've got our 2 healers pushing through, and our T-Knight dealing a good substantial amount of damage. And now he's the last one. And at this point, our insignia goes off, our Remedy comes up, and we're hoping that the attack speed and power push through, but in this instance it didn't. So it's not a perfect team, but 3.7 million damage, that's a fun team on its own. So it's not one that's like going to guarantee you Master 1, but as you can see in Master 2, it's the team I've been using, and it fights through pretty well. This team, it should have no issues taking out. We're going to actually edit it to a different setup. We're going to use Frost Queen this time, and we're going to just go for absolute massive amounts of damage output. And they're running the Kumio scam, so we will just be able to push through just because of all the cookies dying so quickly, which means our T-Knight will be buffed so fast that we actually do end up taking the win from the Kumio scam that they were running. Let me know in the comments what your favorite team setup is. Are you still running a T-Knight team? Do you still find fun in T-Knight? Do you think Cherry Blossom is going to make a huge difference and maybe help T-Knight teams, maybe make it harder? What do you think is going to happen? Either way, I still love the T-Knight team, and I think that there's a lot of flexibility in making a good team, and it is what got me to Master 2 this season. So I think that it is a powerful enough team to both leave in defense, or to bring into the forefront of attacking if you have strong enough cookies that can pair alongside with him. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys all have a wonderful day.